Hello and welcome everybody to the Positive Future for Health podcast. I'm your host, Althea Finch. I'm the creator of the pain-free method, and you can find out more about that, how to be pain-free, by tuning into you at painfreedom.co.uk. And as well as teaching people what I can teach, how to be pain-free, I also host this podcast with expert guests to share natural health guests to share their knowledge and wisdom to help all of us. So on tonight's podcast, we have Jane Hedgewitch, and I'm thrilled that she's come on today because I love what she does. I've been doing it in closet for many years. I never did it really much apart from friends, but I've been on multiple what do you call it, like forage walks and herbal walks, and I'm a closet herbalist. I love
Yes.
that. Love it. And I watch stuff in my garden grow, and I grow lovage and datander and all sorts of funny things. So yeah, I'm totally loved up with your world already, and I'm thrilled that she said yes to come on the podcast. And we actually met at Hope in Sussex. It's a wonderful gathering of people in Sussex, and I do recommend to check them out, to go there. They run many events there with such heart and collaboration and support of each other. It's just a brilliant place to be. And I think it's on some kind of energy lines or something. You just feel, I don't know, I
Mm.
just feel really good when I go there. And that's where I met Jane. We had a good chat. So come on my podcast, come on. So so Jane, tell us about yourself. How did you get into what you do? Who are you?
Thank you. Thank you, darling. Um, so Hedgewitch is my given name because of kind of what I've just been passionate about for the last probably 10 years. And um, hedge witchery is just an old word for medicine woman, really. So back in the days where you'd have someone in the village would be a hedge witch, and you'd go there, for love potions or for healings or for um, things that you needed. And you'd have one foot in the wild and one foot in the village. So hedge rider is another name. Um, and Yes, a closet witch, probably. For I think, all people are healers and able to do things, even if it's just making, blackberry jam or some nettle tea or something. Most people do some kind of foraged. So I started, I guess, my dad. So back in the 70s, my dad was a mad sort of home wine maker. So as kids, we'd be out picking thousands of dandelions or gorse flowers, which are very spiky, elderberries, blackberries, stuff like that. And we lived in the country, and my mum always made jams, marmalades, and all that sort of stuff. So I had it in me, and I did a design degree and then went up to London at 21 and lived up there for, I don't know, 16 years. And I couldn't, I just couldn't buy bought jams and marmalade. So I would make it late at night, and I'd make that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until we moved down to here in Lewis. And I've got sort of young kids by that point. And my family have always made elderflower elderflower cordial.
Mm.
So elderflower cordial, and a lot of people make it. So again, it's a really good thing to make as a family. And I started doing that, and someone said, well, maybe you could sell it. And I was doing it in litre bottles and hand painting the labels. I love doing all the labels.
Beautiful.
And I got guest spots on our local farmers market, which is still going, for a year. So I was sort of doing that, and my kids would come and help. And it wasn't until I discovered wild garlic, and that was a huge sort of turning point for me. So most people, I think, have heard of it. It's got very posh in sort of restaurants and stuff. Um, Comes out in sort of end of February, March, and it's just extraordinary stuff. So I started making a pesto with it. It's got so many good properties, especially supporting the blood and the immune system, and it's anti everything and tastes delicious. And I where is it? I pickle the buds. I pickle the buds. I freeze the leaves. I put it in pestos and raw seaweed tapenades. I dry it and put it in a immune salts. I just love it. And if you do all the different preserves, then you've got something all year round. So with the wild garlic, it just sent me more on the sort of food for medicine sort of route.
Mm.
And then just slowly, markets are brilliant because they're cheap. You can try out your products. It's like a shop window, and people come and see your wares, and then maybe they're from the local health food shop and they're having a look round, and you can, start a conversation. And then slowly I started selling things into Brighton to begin with, actually, and learning about what you have to put on and not put on your labels. Um, just what the sort of legality of things. But
Yeah.
generally, I just make things I really enjoy, or things that I find. I started making, wild violet gin, and you add tonic to it, and it goes bright pink. And violets are in the spring, and they're just absolutely beautiful. So it does taste like Parma violets, which I
I
love.
think I had some of that at an exorbitant price. I used to work in Chelsea in London, and there was this beautiful bar place outside, and they did it all beautifully. And I think they put, I'm not sure if it's the same stuff, but it was one color in this beautiful glass, and then they gave you a little mini jug. I think it was a lemon juice or something. Was it
Oh,
tonic maybe? And then they did
yeah,
that, all the maybe tonic, and the color changed, and it was like, oh wow, it's about 15 quid or
yeah.
something.
They've synthesized the chemical from the violets. So yeah, I think you can get pink gin. Um,
Well, get your violets, everybody. Oh, that's amazing. Impress your friends. It's very
yes,
clever, isn't it? So you put the tonic in it, it changes to pink
yeah.
from violet, presumably. Is it blue
Well,
first?
it's the oh, that's the blackberries. The violet, it is purple to begin with, but the blue loses quite early on, so it's more of a kind of a warm purple. It doesn't stay because it's a natural color, and blue is the one that's fades first. But
It's good fun though, isn't it? Change the colour. It's fun.
yeah, and I did. I've got a relish that I made, but I invented. Oh yes, I invented Lewis bonfire sauce because I burnt a huge, great big pan of plums, and I burnt all the
Oh,
bottom of it. And I was thinking, oh my god, what am I gonna? I can't bear to throw anything away, so I was going, what am I gonna do? So it was just late at night, and I just started adding flavors and thinking, oh well, maybe I could turn it into a chutney. So I started putting vinegar and salt and a bit of sugar in, and then I thought, oh no, that it needs a bit more sort of flavor. So I put a load of dried wild garlic in. I put a load of seaweed. I put a load of nettles in, everything, and then
you are really a
obviously,
witch, aren't you? With your cauldron, throwing in a bit
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, you do.
foot
Yes,
of
you
foot of
are.
toad and
Yes, I do. I do. I love taking pictures of when I'm making it, and it's always it's circular. So if anyone looks on my Facebook page, there's lots of berries in a circle, or yellow sea buckthorn in a circle. But the bonfire sauce, yeah, just added chili. No, it was smoked paprika to give a smoky flavour, and a roaring success. I call it a firework in a bottle, because Lewis, if anyone has ever been to Bonfire, which is next Wednesday, a week today, Lewis Bonfire is basically a town-wise party and huge processions with flaming torches, and all my
Oh
kids grew
wow.
up. There's about 10 or 12 different bonfire societies, and they all march in different routes. You all have your own bonfire sites. We have fireworks going off. You don't know where to look. There's so much, and it's very pagan in a way, because it sort of goes on through the night and people start jumping over fires, and it's quite a unique
Is that
event.
on is that going to be, is that on the 31st or the 5th of November, you mean, bonfire
Always
night?
on the 5th, unless it's a
Okay.
Sunday, and then it's on the 6th, I think. So yeah, it's quite often it's on
Ooh,
Tuesday. It's on a Wednesday this year. So the whole town shuts down, and it's partying and
I'm
bangs
coming.
going on. Right,
And
it's
what
extraordinary.
what what's your Facebook page? I'm looking at Jane Hedgewitch. Is that the one? Is it
It should
Jane
have
Hedgewitch
my
like?
it should have my me and my red hat.
No, this is something else. Jane Hedgewitch
Oh, there
doesn't
was a
have.
clone. Someone. Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know why.
I don't think that's you. It doesn't look like, it looks like a clone then. I mean,
Yeah, don't
what
worry.
is it? Is it Jane Hedgewitch, but another one, another Jane Hedgewitch on your Facebook?
I guess so. I didn't think there was another one, but or
I'll faff around. Oh yeah, I can see it.
Instagram. You got it. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, it's one with your red hat. That's it, with the
Oh,
red picture at the top of some brew.
yes. Um,
Yeah, I got it. Mm.
but I have done lots of foraging workshops over the years. Not so much now, because it's like herding cats. It's always very difficult to get everyone in the same place and thing. And I've just I'm just self-taught, and I don't feel I know that much. I think my sort of knowledge is quite narrow, because there's only so many things I can make, and so I find new things. So last year I made a sea buckthorn immune syrup. So that's something I do. I started with elderberry immune syrup. So elderberries are absolutely packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and they're an expectorant. So it's good if you've got all phlegm and stuff, or if you're
Oh,
feel like you're going down with something, and it's lovely with hot water and things. But obviously I can't get elderberries all year round, and however many I pick, it doesn't seem enough. So sea buckthorn, which is it only grows around sand dunes, so I had to go all the way over to Camber Sands, the other side of Hastings, to find them, and they're on the thorniest. That they've got thorns about that big, sort of 2 inches. You have to wear gloves and
yeah.
literally secateurs and cut the end off with all the berries on. But they are like a really bitter apricot. They are the most delicious thing, and gorgeous colour. And again, huge amounts of vitamins and bioactive compounds and all that stuff. And I always
So,
put
so you're self-taught, and you follow what you're drawn to and what interests you, what you fancy making, and this is where your knowledge and your expertise comes from. But what about all the legal side? What if people say, "Oh, you've made me sick with your elderberry thingy, buckthorn thing"? How do you? Because I know with my world of things, with treatments, you have to have insurance and all that. What you said, you mentioned the legal things you have to put in the label. What do you have to put in the label? Could I just ask?
you have to put the amount of ingredients, whether it's milliliters or grams. You have to put your address, as you say, in case someone rings back and someone's got a thing and it's got a hair in it, or it's gone off. Well, I don't know. I've only had one thing returned. Um, and you put a batch number, and there's a difference between a best before date and a use by date. So use by is like, I don't know, meat or fish or something that would really go off if it's gone past its sort of best used by date. Best before is just, you can use it after that date, but it's not going to be quite as fresh, or it'll lose some of its potency. But I put a year on most of my things, even my pestos, my wild herb pestos, I put 6 months in, because it's got loads of preservatives. So the garlic's a preservative, the lemon juice, the salt, the oil. So
Sugar.
it sort of matures rather than goes off. And even elderflower cordial, if you've got a bit left and it goes fizzy, just put it in a salad dressing, or it.
And don't give it to your kids. I made elderflower cordial, and I thought my children loved it because it was so sweet. If you don't mix it with anything. And I thought it was a bit strange. It's bubbly. Why is it bubbly? I thought it was cordial. I don't think it's supposed to bubble. And I thought, and all the kids were over, and my kids, and they're all drinking this cordial, bubbly cordial. And I said to them, one of the mums, "Oh, they loved that. But it's all that one. It's all fizzing." She says, "Althea, that's not cordial. That's turned into alcohol." I was like, "No, no,
Oh dear.
it's drinking
Yes.
it."
Well,
Oh
that's
my
where
gosh.
elderflower champagne comes from.
Yeah, exactly. Feeding the
So,
kids champagne. Oh
yes.
dear.
Well, that's how accidents, and you create different things. Yeah,
Yes.
yes. So talking about alcohol, so nettle beer. Oh my gosh. So years ago, before we discovered hops, country recipes are all about anything strong flavored that's wild. So they're all herbs. So they've got all these amazing medicinal properties. So nettle beer, it tastes surprisingly like a perry. It's quite I keep it quite young, so it's quite sweet, but the nettles, you've got all the properties of the nettles, and it's not just about the alcohol. There's another dimensionality to it because of the nettles and all the goodness in the nettles.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, it's more of a buzz, or slightly, you feel slightly high over having drunk and it's deceptively strong, so some people have overdosed
Quite
and
a lot of
come back.
alcohol you're making out there in your kitchen, Jane.
Well, I only do it for special occasions,
Yes,
because
yes.
that's the whole
Me
thing.
too.
I do have an alcohol license, but if you make your own alcohol, so obviously things like putting elderflowers in gin, I've already paid the duty, so it's all about money. So you can have an alcohol license, so you can run a bar, which I've got. But if you make alcohol, then that's a whole different thing. It's all sort of excise duty. It's all money. So I don't do that. I just do it for festivals and friends things. So yeah, there's what else can I talk about? It's
Do you
just
have any?
lovely. Go
Do you
on.
have anything? Do you have anything for immune boosting or pain, or because a lot of my people come to my world are internatural remedies for conditions and pain and all sorts of aches and pains and things. What would you
Yeah, well, a
recommend?
lot of it's I always put cayenne pepper in my immune syrups because it's anti-inflammatory, and I think anything green is again anti-inflammatory. I think we do have too acidic diet, don't we? Also, what else do we have? So Celtic Soul is brilliant. It's got 82 trace elements to it. So Celtic sea salt's that grey, sort of slightly damp salt. And Dr. Barbara O'Neill, who is very into natural stuff, is amazing. She talks a lot about pain. But the immune salt, it's got wild garlic and nettles and seaweed and stuff in there, and you just use it as a normal salt, and you're adding all these good things in. So I don't know if that helps, sort of pain wise. It's a difficult one.
So
Mine,
your focus is more into things that excite you and interest you, and then the alcohol for your friends ones. And I certainly don't. I don't give presents anymore. I make stuff. I make jam. I give slow gin and vodka this jam thing,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
much
it's so
better.
much more exciting. What?
Yes, and seaweed. So I got into
Mm.
seaweed, and I'm quite near the coast, so I go at low tide, and it needs to be rock pools or rocky rather than just shingle, because it's there's nothing there. So at low tide, you go there and you use a pair of scissors, so it's like sort of giving it a haircut, and they are hugely beneficial on so many levels because of the, again, all the trace elements and all the minerals. So having seaweed, if you buy the dark sort of kombu, which is the brown, so we use the Japanese words for our own seaweed. We have the same seaweed as they do predominantly. So the big brown stuff is kelp, which we do have here a lot, and it's in the deeper waters. And do you remember? We always used to call them mermaid tails. They're sort of wiggling and they're really
I
long.
think so. I think so.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful stuff. And you just, especially if you're vegetarian or vegan, it's really good to put some of the kelp, just a chunk, in with whatever you're cooking. Even if you take it out, you don't eat it, because then all the
Oh,
trace elements go into the water with the pasta or with the rice, and you're
amazing.
just upping all your um, health in that way. So I guess
Oh,
mine is more um, adding wild stuff to your diet, and it will automatically up your minerals and uptake on everything. But it will also, what's the word, um, uh,
immune boost or something.
um, yeah, what am I trying to say? Ask me something else. I'll come back to that, because I
So
can't.
tell me about Alexander's. I find the umbelliferae, that everyone, it's the umbrella. I call them the umbrella plants. All the like the cow parsleys and the
Yeah.
carrots and all that. I know it's a really dangerous area, so you've got to be really really careful. But I've tried to find these blooming Alexanders. And you
Yes.
made something, didn't you, of Alexanders?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's in my relish. So the black seeds. So they look like um. They're always by the sides of the roads, and they look like big angelicas. And then they
Okay.
do have umbelliferous flat heads, but they're yellow. Um, and they go to seed. Obviously, they've gone over now, but it's a big parsley. It's parsley of Alexandria. The Romans brought them over, and then they've just
Oh
naturalized.
my gosh, parsley of Alexandria. I love it. I love the connections and the words and things. That
Yeah,
makes
and
complete
sailors.
sense.
Sorry.
It makes complete sense.
Yeah. What did the Romans ever do for us? And the seeds used to be taken to sea by sailors. They would make things with the seeds because there's so much vitamin C. And they're really hard. They are like peppercorns, bit bigger than a peppercorn. And people use it if they're not able to tolerate black pepper. They use the Alexander seeds as
Amazing.
an alternative, which it's got a really strong flavour, and there's a bitterness to it as well, and a sort of citrusy. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. Um,
So what's your late? Because it sounds like you sort of just roll along with nature, and this looks interesting. You make some of that. What's your latest one you're doing at the moment?
um,
Or the latest
yeah, so
relish, you said.
coming up to Christmas, Um, I haven't. I haven't got one at the moment, but I throughout the year, when I'm making jams, I'll put quite a few into the little jars, and then I make 3 jars into one and wrap them in cornstarch cellophane and turn them into crackers. So that's my
Oh,
Christmas, my
that's
Christmas
brilliant.
thing. Um, but predominantly, yeah, people buy all my stuff much more at Christmas. It is my busiest time. But I've just remembered I have an extra ingredient I've been adding. Can you read that?
Well, well, peace.
Added world peace. So this is on all my products to um yes, to have
Lovely.
a frequency and a peace frequency to help the
Amazing.
world into being a much better place. Yeah, so
Beautiful, Jane.
I'm sticking them. Yeah, my son designed that for me. Um,
Fantastic. I know some people put, my friend has, she takes her glass water bottles and she writes love and hearts all over it. And it's all about energy, isn't it? Masaru Emoto did all that experiments with water.
yeah.
And we even in pain free, in my pain free group, we did a rice experiment. So some of you watching know it was
Oh
all about that.
yes,
And it
yes.
really works. So energy, putting world peace or love on your bottles, it gives the frequency because it's the word love and peace that you're putting
Oh
on there.
yes, and that was the other thing I was going to say. So something that is growing wild locally to you, wherever that is going to have an energetic frequency that's going to match yours and elevate what you're eating far more than something that's been grown in a polytunnel in Spain, for instance, because you're from the same land. I think
Yes.
that's really important, and
Yeah.
people can start, just find one thing, especially nettles. Oh my god, just learn to love your nettles, and you're off. And
And
just
you're
choose one thing. And I find if you Google it, so to speak, you get some scientific papers that people have really studied, deeply on it. You've got all the law, the country law. You've got all the symbology, and it's really fun. It's interesting. Yeah.
and do you I mean you're working with plants a lot and eating them and loving up with them and giving them to friends and customers and things. Do you connect with the spiritual side of it at all? Do you talk to the plants? Do you feel drawn to things or guided at all? Does any of that come into your world?
Hmm. Yes, yes, and we've done it a few times. I've got friends who are particularly sort of on the shamanic side, and we always celebrate the equinoxes, the cross quarters. It's Samhain tomorrow, no, Friday.
Okay.
Um, so I'm aware of that, and also um, I was told, Spirit said to me to say thank you. I tend to say thank you to all the plants, or do you mind if I take a few of your berries? Thank you for letting me take some of the heads of the nettles, for instance. So yeah, so wild crafting is another word for foraging.
Mm.
It's taking from nature, but in respectful way. So you don't ever take everything. You don't strip anything bare. You take a third in so there's room for things to regrow, or berries for all the other beings that are eating them as well. So yeah, and working with, say a hawthorn. So hawthorn, the tree, it's a fairy tree. It's been known as the gateway to other realms. And
Uh-huh.
I made a tincture. So I'm getting into tinctures. So not haven't done it only for the last year or so. So it's very easy to make a tincture. So if you take I took the blossoms of the hawthorn, and when they come out in May, put them in alcohol into just a good vodka for a couple of months, strain them, and it has, you can tell them, you can taste blossomy but hawthorny. And I hold a meditation circle, so we sort of bring different things to meditate with. And I took my hawthorn tincture, and we all, because hawthorn, so sorry to go backwards. So hawthorn is all about the circulatory system. Hippocrates called it his medicine chest because it's got so many good properties. But it supports the heart muscle, it stops your arteries furring, and the best thing is it keeps your blood pressure on the level, whether you have low blood pressure or high blood pressure. So don't need statins, which aren't good for the body. They don't work with the body, do they? But the hawthorn works with the body. But on a spiritual level, it's a heart opener. So we all took a bit, literally, I don't know, half a pipette of the tincture. And we did our normal meditation. And at the end, everyone, well, not everyone, maybe they don't know if they said anything, because not everyone always wants to talk about their journeys or what they experienced, but everyone felt a much deeper, we dropped a lot deeper into our meditation. So yeah, why was that? I don't really know. We just experimented. And I think the wild is just our remembering, we all have this knowledge.
We do.
And unfortunately, my theory is that we were made to have a reset back in the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, and people were forced to leave the villages, leave the elders behind, leave all your knowledge behind, and go and work in these awful factories and, live terrible lives and just be slaves
Lost,
to the, yeah.
like, lost our connection to God, to our
Yes.
spirituality, to our neighbors, to our friends, to our families. And we always think back at don't want to get too much down this road, but I think one generation. I have two children, and I'm a single mom, like many people that I know. I'm not an oddity. I'm a typical. And one generation back, you had two parents typically. That the woman would look after, the mother would look after the house and the children, and focus all her energies there. And the man would typically go out and earn the crust. And I know it's nothing's perfect, and it's not always a perfect world like that either. But now it's like two parents can't really hold down the bills of the family, and what the hell's that, one generation. So yeah, it makes complete sense, doesn't it, with the Industrial Revolution. But I remember when I first started getting into foraging, and we're just about to open up the so you can unmute yourself, everybody. I'll make it now. I'll put my 2 pence in, and then please do raise your hand and unmute to ask Jane anything you want. And when I first started foraging, I was just fascinated and interested. And I remember going along in a park with a friend, and I was like, "Rocket, it's rocket! I just saw that. I read about that. It's rocket." And I thought, I think it is, and I felt like a mad woman. I was so excited, and
Yes.
my friend was looking at me like, sorry about my friend, and I had this weird looks. But I thought, you know what? We're detached from nature, and nature is abundant.
Yeah.
And rocket's expensive in the shops, isn't it? About 3 or 4 quid a packet or something. It's all free. It's abundant.
Yeah. And we are particularly bad in this culture. If you think about the French, they can take mushrooms to the chemist to be identified. Every other culture still has a wild side that they go off into the
Yeah,
hills and pick all the herbs and make
they
rustica
do.
torta in Italy. And it's
Yes,
particularly this country, sadly.
it is.
But I
It
think
really is.
we're all going back. We're all wanting, I think so many people want more authentic things, more natural things. And yeah, to pick it for
Yeah.
yourself. yeah, definitely.
And Simone wants to ask a question. Please go ahead, Simone.
Thank you very much. Very, very interesting talk. Thank you, Jane. So very interesting.
Thank you,
We were talking earlier about seaweed, and
yeah.
there was a hesitation. It wouldn't by any chance have been about alkalizing the system.
Oh yes, I couldn't. Yes, I lost that bit. Yeah, thank you. Expand.
Well, it's just that I know seaweed is one of the most alkaline foods that there is, so maybe that was the thing. But I don't know what other thing you were going to.
Yeah, yes, definitely alkalizing, because we have too much of an acidic diet, don't we? And all seaweeds are edible on the beach. Some of them aren't necessarily palatable, but if you go and just have a nibble, and they all have quite different flavors. And once the salt water's washed off, they're not salty at all. And raw is yeah, they're much milder. I make a raw seaweed tapenade, and it's got a more of an umami kind of flavor. But yeah, thanks, darling. Yes, alkalizing.
Thank you, Simone. Thanks for your question. And anyone else like to chip in and or ask a question? If you want to ask Jane something, please do. We're going to keep chatting, but we're really waiting for your questions too, because that's what makes the podcast. And I just looked up the the Facebook is Jane Hedgewitch, but it's Jane wearing her red hat, and it's a pink picture, a pinky orange picture at the top. Um, but I'll put all the links with the recording, which is going to be going out. You'll be able to get the recording on my website tomorrow. And get in touch with Jane. So Jane, while we're waiting for questions, Sue, you've unmuted. Did you want to ask a question, Sue?
Yes, I would. I was trying to actually show my face and not just be grass. But I, I thought grass might be quite nice. It's a shame there wasn't a hedgerow. But no, I can't remove the grass. So there we are. Anyway, Jane, yes, I think I've actually bought some product from you last Christmas. Your face is familiar, and I bought local product from Forest Row. Is that you? Maybe it is. Anyway, I have just a little question with regards to the seaweed. Say you might pop one of the mermaid tails in your water as you're simmering your pasta. You said you could then take it out if you didn't want to eat it, and you'd have the goodness of the minerals and the trace elements. Do they not get boiled out of, do they still stay as a mineral or trace element after being boiled?
Yes, apparently. Yes. A friend of mine who's vegan, she does that all the time. This is where I sort of got my knowledge from, because vegans need more of those kind of trace elements. I made a vegan bone broth using seaweed as instead of the bones.
Yeah.
And that's very nutritious. So yeah, it does. And yeah, you can eat, I would cut it up small and eat it anyway. It's more of a texture by then as opposed to a flavor. But it's sad that we buy Japanese versions. So nori flakes, really bright green, very powdery stuff. You can buy it in packets. That's the ulvas, all the bright green sea lettuce and gutweed, which isn't I don't like the word, but gutweed, I call it mermaid's hair instead. But all the bright green, like the grass that we can see. And, you can dry that really quickly and make your own. So I think as an island, we are particularly cut off from seaweed even more than we are from the wild herbs and berries and things. It's a very undervalued resource, but we are, people are making things. Seaweed's amazing, isn't it, for cosmetics, and feed it to animals, and we put it on our plants. My plants love it. I just get some of the old dried seaweed off the beach and just put it in a big thing of water, and I just use that water as it dissolves onto all my plants, and they love it because it's got all the good stuff in it.
And of course, they use it for ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I haven't seen that.
I've seen that in Ireland. Yes, they use seaweed as part of, I think it's because it sort of goes a bit like a gelatin.
Yes. Oh, yes. Of course.
Carrageenan.
Carrageenan, that's it. Yes. Yeah,
And
that's used a lot, isn't it?
And also, I've just come back from Norfolk, the west coast, right up near Cromer, and they've got the I guess it's a seaweed. Is it called sapphire?
Samphire.
Samphire. That, I presume that's really good for you. It was out of seaweed.
Oh yes, and it's very salty. You get quite a lot of succulents. It's where it's muddy, kind of marshy. Where we are, we've got quite a lot of tidal rivers, and there's another one, and the common name, because I tend to go for the common names, is called monk's beard, and they look like little Christmas trees, and they are only as big as samphire. It's only really small, and we don't have so much samphire here, but we have sea purslane is another one, lots of seashore plants, sea beet, which is like a big it's like spinach but thicker and more it keeps its shape when you steam it, and that's the ancestor of sugar beet and beetroot. So I'm presuming the root is sweet. I don't tend to dig up roots predominantly. So yeah, it's really good, isn't it? All the lovely stuff that we can.
Brilliant. Yes, thank you.
Thanks, darling.
Hello.
Hi,
my name is Sunny.
Hi, darling.
Hello. I was just wondering, I make bone broth quite a lot. And you just said that instead of using bone, did I get it right? You use seaweed?
Yeah, the brown one, so that's the denser one. Yes.
The denser seaweed.
Yeah, the dark brown.
The dark brown one. Okay, and in that broth, do you still use bone? No,
I just did all the vegetables. I put ginger in, and always put chili and everything.
yeah.
But,
that's good.
Yes, that's what vegans do have. Yes.
So and the base, like the liquid of it, would be what? Just water and vegetables?
Yeah, you put in you do put a lot of vegetables in, don't you? Because you're not, you don't whiz it at all, do you? You're just taking the broth off it.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, it is quite a process, isn't it? It must be longer if you're doing bones as well.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly, again, it's supporting your health, isn't it? I think that's the thing with food, to support your health, not poison you by if you're eating a lot of processed stuff.
Yes. I mean, I eat a lot of I try to eat quite a lot of seaweed and stuff like that, but I can't. I'm limited as to how much natural food stuff like that, like seafoods, that I can get, because I'm not, one, I'm not rich, two, I'm quite disabled, and three, I'm not in anywhere near the sea where I could go forage.
Yes.
Myself,
So buy the dried seaweed. The thing about seaweed is it's it's not a plant, it's an algae.
Yeah.
So it reconstitutes really well. So if you buy the dried, you just put it in some water. And the other thing you can do with the seaweed is if you've really hurt yourself, I ended up not at the same time breaking my baby toes one after the other. And you, again, it's the dark brown seaweed, or if you've got really bad bruising or pain, so you reconstitute the seaweed and then put it on the sore bit, and you wrap cling film or something that will keep the moisture in, and keep it on, overnight or something, and just keep doing it. Oh my God, it just absolutely accelerates the healing process. My friend, who's again the vegan who I got into seaweed with, she healed her broken leg with it.
Wow.
It's astonishing. And if I really badly bruised my hand, and it was really sore, and I just put it on there, and it just takes that horrible pain away. So if you are in pain on a regular thing, I don't know if you could use it for arthritis or something like that. I haven't really I looked into it that deeply, but if you sprain yourself or hurt yourself, get the seaweed on there as soon as you can.
The dark brown one.
Yeah. Oh, well,
thank
do
you.
what you can, darling. And if you can just get some seaweed in you, that'd be brilliant. It's really good for you. And you must be able to, do you think you can find any nettles? Have you got any
I can try. I go walking quite a lot in woods and parks.
Just
to keep my legs moving.
Yes.
So I will try.
So just take a bag and a pair of scissors, and just hold the top of the nettle and cut it. And you only need 2 or 3, and take them from the back so the dogs haven't peed on them. And just put them in a cup of hot water, and they're really sweet. And they've got iron and vitamin C together, magnesium, calcium, all the vitamins and bioactive compounds. They are a wonder food. So if you could do seaweed and nettles
every day,
really up your nutrition.
Thank you.
Take care, darling.
Really helpful. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sunny. And Karen wanted to ask a question. Do you want to unmute, Karen?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hiya.
Hiya. Thank you for that information. Yeah, that's useful with the seaweed. Yes. You were talking earlier about not taking statins and some natural stuff. Well, I've been fighting the doctors for quite a while to not take statins because I don't like them.
Yeah.
And I've been trying apple cider vinegar. What do you think of that?
For what properties?
Why?
Well, why are you taking it? Is it
to try and lower the cholesterol and the triglycerides? Is that right? Triglycerides?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I thought statins were for blood pressure.
Cholesterol, aren't they?
But they seem to offer them to anybody.
They're for cholesterol, I think. I might.
No, I don't know about cholesterol. All I know is that animal fats are good cholesterol, and I think more of that in any of our diets are good. I've started buying raw cream, and always have butter, and try and buy organic if you can. But Simone, who's on the chat, she's a naturopath, and she would definitely be able to help you with not going on statins. Definitely. Yeah.
Fighting it for quite a while, actually.
Well, you don't. Do you have to do what they tell you to do? What would happen if you don't?
I don't do anything they tell me to do.
Oh, good. That's definitely good for your health. But maybe look into making the hawthorn tincture, and you could make it now actually, because I've got the berries in mine. I've done it as a double, but most recipes, if you look it up, are just the berries, and you get as much. You could make that now, because they're all over. We've had a really good, feels like we've had a really good autumn. Lots of huge amounts of plums and sloes and all the sort of wild berries. So make that and see how you feel. That'd be amazing. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Any more questions?
Hello, Fluff.
So, Jane, where do people get in touch with you? Where do you show your wares? What markets, or where do you go to for people to find your products?
I am only local to Sussex, Brighton, Hove, and Lewis, but I do well, I'm going to stop doing it. That's the trouble. So I wasn't going to say it. The Arundel market next in December. They do a monthly market. As Facebook is my predominant thing, and if you've put my email up on my phone, just give me a call. I do send things in the post. A lot of people, I do get some lovely emails saying that they visited Lewis. They bought predominantly it's the elderberry immune syrup. Please, can you send me 4 bottles because I live in Birmingham. So I don't think you can make loads of wild stuff and start being stocked in Waitrose, for instance. I don't think that works. But as I was talking to you earlier,
Where's your sound?
People are into... Am I back?
Yes.
Oh yeah, somebody tried to ring me, sorry. People who are into fungi and truffles, they are really into wild stuff. So I'm doing 2 truffle festivals next month. One's in Plumpton, on Plumpton Racecourse, and the other one's in Haywards Heath. So it's Truffle Festival UK or something. So if you want to come and see me, I'm there, or just give me a call and have a chat and get a few friends together, and I'm happy to come over and do a foraging thing with people, because it is good to know what's local, and it's all about confidence, isn't it? And once you know something, like you were saying about Rocket, once you find something, you can then learn about that, and you'll see it. You just probably will see it everywhere after that, and then you'll just move on. There's a lovely book called Food for Free that was done in the 70s, and
Robert Mabey,
yeah, and he's updated it, and it's a real Bible, and it's a nice small book to put in your backpack, and it's got.
You'll be doing your own book, Jane.
I don't know. I don't know.
But Robert Mabey, then I've got that. I've got books like that in his book. Yeah, it's brilliant. But there's nothing like having a real life person who has experience. And I have to say, watch out, everybody. If you're going to go foraging, have an experienced person with you. Go and do foraging walks or herbalist walks, because I thought I knew a bit of something, and I took my friend. It was early spring, and I thought, oh, that's plantain. Yeah, plantain's really good, and it does this and does that, and picked the plantain. We ate a bit of it. Well, the inside of my mouth started disintegrating. She swallowed a bit, started to disintegrate her esophagus. Luckily, we had a bottle of water where we were swishing and spitting and swilling and spitting, and she had this chew thing, and we were chewing and spitting. Thank goodness it was only a little bit. It was Lily. It was Lily, poisonous.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought but of course it was the wrong time of year. It wasn't. It was too early. I was so excited to show her something I knew, but be 1,000% sure what you're picking, because a
Yeah,
lot of things in nature, a lot of things are like, you've got the dead nettles and real nettles, for example, and they're different plants. And you've got a lot of similarities together,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's true. You just have to be. It's better to know the ones that are poisonous, I suppose, and then you can look out for them and know not to eat them. But yeah, we've got hemlock and dropworts, just all along the banks of any river, really. But again, it's the knowledge we've lost. We would have learnt that as kids, not to go near things. So yeah, on we're re-educating ourselves, and it's really good. And kids are always really interested as well. They love that. Yeah. Have them trying nettles, especially. That's always fun.
Absolutely, and it's great. And you can even put dandelion juice for the nettle stings as well. And I mean, I'm always teaching my kids all this kind of stuff. As I said, I'm a closet herbalist, not
Yes,
professionally.
exactly. I think
And
you're a hedge witch as well, as we all are.
I think so.
Yes.
And so just to finish off then, Jane, where do people come and find you? Or where do they? So how if they're not near you, how would they start? Are there herbalists all over the place? Are they? Do you just sort of go foraging with Richard? That's it. Richard Mabley's. Is it Mabley's book? What would you advise people to begin this journey?
Well, again, I think there's bound to be foraging people everywhere. It's really exploded, hasn't it? There's loads of foragers doing, and they're doing more as opposed to me, who is making artisan products and foraging for that. They're doing, workshops, and you can go and have them go with them for the day and cook a meal at the end of it. Some lovely packages that you could buy as a present for your nearest and dearest. I think they're all over the country. Just look where there's one nearer. And a lot of restaurants are doing a lot of wild stuff as well, aren't they?
They are
plundering
They are.
plundering the countryside a bit.
They are. So thank you so much, Jane. This has been fascinating, and it's just a little dip in the ocean of plants and things.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very small.
It is, and please, everybody, do get in touch with Jane. I'm going to be putting her email and a phone. She's generously offered to get in touch with her and get down to Lewis. Go and buy her products in the markets. And thank you so much, and thank you everybody for joining us, because this is what makes.
Thank you.
That's what makes a podcast, isn't it? It's all of us and our guests, of course. And wherever you're listening to this recording, please like, share, and hit that notification bell, because then you'll get the recording sent straight to your email. And you can book yourself on to the next podcast, which is at painfreedom.co.uk. And I just want to I always like to leave the last word to our guests. So Jane, what would you like to leave people with? A thought to go ahead and go into the evening.
Just hopefully have a bit more confidence in your own knowledge that is locked. We've all got it in there. We're just remembering, and just add even one wild thing. You've probably got loads of wild things in the garden, and remember, they're not weeds, they're just plants in the wrong place. And just find the wild herbs, and just enjoy. They have unique flavors. So yeah, be inspired, and thank you for listening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
And you, Althea. Thanks, darling.
Thank you, sweetheart. I hope to see you soon. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Jane. Bye for now.
Bye.